Hey guys, what's up? So I will try to create a video on all four classes to show you the different stats they can achieve with the same gear and what they can do to restore or sustain resources. So I will always use twice born star, 5 pieces, a Molakena piece and a Bloodspawn head and 3 pieces endurance, 2 with robust trait and weapon damage, and 1 with health trait and magic recovery. I will also use a Maelstrom Maul precise and a Maelstrom Bow precise. I will always use a Serpent and Atronach Mundus Stone. Serpent gives you stamina recovery and Atronach gives you magical recovery. Then as you can see on the right side there is a lot of really good buff food and drinks. I will always use the red circled buff food for all those characters, so we have always the same situation. This buff food gives you 5000 health and 457 stamina recovery for 2 hours. I will always use the tri-stat potion just to show you where you get with buffed stamina recovery, health and magical recovery. Okay, my Nightblade. It's a Khajiit, so let's see. I have 5 pieces, twice born star, Bloodspawn, Molakena, 2 pieces endurance with robust and weapon damage, and 1 piece endurance with health and magic recovery, and a Maelstrom Maul. Now I buff myself with everything I have, and you see I got quite crazy stats. Stamina, health 26k each, 10k magicka, 3.1k weapon damage, and I'm at 3.1k stamina recovery and 1.4k magicka recovery. So those stats here are really crazy, and the reason why I achieved those are because of the Nightblade's passive. So refreshing shadows increases stamina, health and magical recovery by 15%. So that's a lot. That's really a lot. It has other passives, but I don't really want to go more into those now. Then another thing why my stamina recovery is so high is because of relentless focus. The second part of the text, you see, it gives me 8% increased damage and 10% increased stamina recovery. That's a lot. Then I'm also a Khajiit, so I get the extra 10% stamina recovery and 20% health recovery. So now, those were the passives, why I mainly reached those stats. Then there is other things to regain resources, for example Executioner. This is only helpful like for magicka. So when you kill an enemy with assassination ability, you restore like 2k magic over 6 seconds. It's not really good, but whatever, right? It's better than nothing. Let me just check that don't forget anything. Yep, that's basically it. You also have like when you activate the siphoning ability you get 2 ultimate points, and it has a cooldown of 4 seconds, which is also really nice. And every time you drink a potion you gain 12 ultimate. So the Nightblade can be a really good ultimate generator. Especially if you combo it with Soul Harvest and Bloodspawn, because Soul Harvest gives you like 10 ultimate points each. But anyway, then there is siphoning attacks. So the second part of the description, it says all non-basic attacks have a 10% chance of restoring an additional 2k magic and stamina. That's a lot. So basically all skills I use to deal damage with ambush, surprise attack, wrecking blow or whatever have a 10% chance to restore 2k stamina or magicka. I think it has a 1 second cooldown, but I'm not sure. But basically if you have place for this, like fit it on the bar and you will have a lot less resource issues. However, with those stats you shouldn't really get into any resource issues at all. On the Nightblade, why I want this magical recovery that high is mainly because I want to use Fear, Cloak, maybe like other skills that use magic, because the Nightblade has really good utility skills. Anyway, that was it from the Nightblade. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just ask me below in the chat. Thanks. Okay, now Stamina Sorc. Let's see what stats I get on this one. It's basically 25k health, a lot more stamina, like 31k. 3.1k stamina recovery and 1.2k magic recovery and 3.2k weapon damage. So, like, the reason why I have more stamina is because I'm a red guard on this one. So I get 10% extra stamina, and I also use bound armaments, which you see the second part of the text. The armor also increases your damage with heavy attacks by 11% and increases your max stamina by 8%. So that's why I have more stamina on this character than all the others. So now the stamina recovery, let me see, like it's at 3.1k. It's pretty high. I mean, I still use the same gear as before on all the other characters. The reason why it is so high is because of the, like, I'm a red guard, so I get 9% increased stamina recovery. And let me try to find here, yeah, the Daedric protection, like since Imperial City it's like this, before it wasn't. So increases your health and stamina recovery by 20% when a Daedric summoning ability is slotted. So basically doesn't matter what you slot, as long as you slot one of those, you get 20% increased stamina recovery, and 20% is, it's a lot, right? Then let me just check. Yeah, you have to have it slotted on the first bar. Like, if you want the effect on the two-hander bar, you need it on the two-hander bar. So that's why I have bound armaments on the first and second bar. I know it takes away a slot, so it's up to you to slot it or not. But yeah, you also could use the Atronach on the first bar, for example. Whatever. Then we have Capacitor in the Storm Calling. It like increases your magic recovery by 10%. Then let me just see. Then don't forget anything at all. Basically here, like, most skills cost less, 5%. It's not a lot, but it can help, of course. Yeah, that's basically it. Now let's check one more skill. Dark Deal. The other morph is Dark Exchange, I think, so it works in both ways. So for stamina, like, when you use it, it takes away magicka, and it restores like 3k health and 2k stamina each time. The problem with this one is when you block, you can't perma block and use the skill. Like, you release block for half a second or something. It's really strange. And the other one takes away stamina and like gives you health and magicka, the other morph. So it is helpful, but it is not really, like, nobody really uses this one seriously. It's a little bit bad, I guess. Anyway, that was it from the Sorc. If you got any questions about the stats or how to reach those stats, just ask me down below in the comment section. Thanks, guys. Okay, now my Templar, let's buff up. This is also a red guard. I have like an army of red guards. Anyway, 29k stamina, 25k health. I got 2.9k stamina recovery and 1.2k magic recovery. 3.26k weapon damage. Now you see my weapon damage is a little bit higher than the others. It's because of Balanced Warrior, which isn't really balanced at all, because it doesn't give spell damage. But you get 6% more weapon damage from it. So now, as I said, 2.9k stamina recovery, it's a little bit lower than on the Sorc and Nightblade. The Stamina Templar doesn't have any really decent passives that help him like with sustain. All he has, let me try to find it, this Restoring Spirit, like it reduces magical stamina and ultimate ability costs by 4%. So your skills will cost an overall less than 4%. And another thing to increase stamina recovery on Templar is Repentance. There is also the other morph Radiant Aura or Radiant Ward. I can't really remember what's the name because literally nobody uses it because it's completely useless. Anyway, Repentance. As you see, while slotted you gain minor fortitude, minor endurance and minor intellect, increasing health, stamina and magic recovery by 10%. So it needs to be on your main bar that you get the bonus. So now I'm on buff, let's say 2.54. When I take it out, it went down, right? So you need it on the first bar, otherwise it's not gonna help. You can't have it here, you see. Now it goes up. Anyway, also like when there is a dead body on the ground, etc., you can drain from him. The skill doesn't cost anything. It only costs a slot in your skill bar. You only have 5, so yeah, it's not a lot, but it restores 3k health and 3k stamina. So depending on how much stamina you have in total. So the more stamina you have, the more it will recover. If I remember, yeah, it works like this. So Templar doesn't really have any good abilities or passives to restore or sustain resources, which is kind of annoying, and that's basically also why there is literally no fucking Templar in Cyrodiil at the moment, sadly. But yeah, we can't really change something. But yeah, that's basically it from the Templar. If you got any questions, just ask them below in the comment section, and thank you guys. Okay guys, now I'm on the DK, let's see what stats we get. 2.6k stamina rack, 1.1k magic recovery and 3.1k weapon damage. 29k stamina and 25k health, 10k magicka. So you see my Nightblade here with the same gear, it has like 3.1k stamina recovery, right? And like 1.54k magic recovery. So Stamina DK doesn't get any passives that increase like his recovery. But just for info, I'm a red guard here, so I get the 9% increased stamina recovery and 10% increased stamina from this passive too. So now DK has some other ways to restore stamina or health or magicka. You have to go to the Orphan Heart section, Battle Roar passive. Activating an ultimate restores health, magic and stamina in amount increased by 70% of ultimate's cost. So this tooltip is really misleading and completely wrong. It used to be correct in 1.5, but you remember in 1.6 all the stats got multiplied by 10x, right? And they kind of forgot to change the tooltip on this passive, I guess, because Zenimax doesn't play their own game or whatever. Anyway, now let's see. For example, when I activate Take Flight, I get back like 8k stamina, 8k health and 8k magicka. That's a lot. So really, you can time your ultimate correct, like let's say you're low on stamina and you know you have your ultimate ready and you're like, shit, I'm running out of stamina, and then you just activate the ultimate and you will gain a lot of stamina back. So that's kind of how you can try to maintain or restore like stamina, for example health or magicka. Then we have helping hands. So activating an Orphan Heart ability restores 5% stamina. So I almost have 30k, right, stamina. So every time I activate one of those skills, I get back approximately 1.5k stamina. So most people use Igneous Shield because it also gives them, as you can see, the shield also gives you major mending, which boosts the effect of your healing by 30%. So that's a lot. So your Vigor or other healing skills will heal quite a lot more. Then you also know heavy attacks restore stamina, and DK has molten armaments or igneous weapons. And as you can see, this skill makes the heavy attacks do a shit ton of more damage. So every time you charge a heavy attack and shoot it on the enemy, you get stamina back. It works on all classes, right? But it's just here you deal a lot of heavy attack damage and you also gain stamina or magicka back depending on what weapon you use. So yeah, that was basically it from DK. There is one more thing. There is like Elder Dragon. It increases health recovery by 5%, but nobody really uses health recovery builds. There is a few guys, but anyway. Well, if you have more questions, just ask me down below in the comment section. I hope the video helped you guys a little bit, and see you soon. Thanks guys, bye.